Hello everyone, how you all doing? Nice to see you once again. Now, you don't mind, I'm gonna ask you just to pick any card you want and show it to the camera. Don't show it to me. Now, you want that one or you wanna change it?
I want this one.
That one? Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna watch it. Now, as you can see, it is completely lost into the center of the deck. Okay, my hands are completely empty. And my question to you is this your card?
No.
It's not the Ace of Spades? Okay, now the Ace of Spades, I'm gonna leave it right there, and can you please put your hand on top? Okay. Now, since it's not the Ace of Spades, which one is your card?
The Eight of Clubs.
The Eight of Clubs? Well, actually, I couldn't find the Eight of Clubs into the deck. Isn't that the Eight of Clubs, by the way? There you have it. It couldn't be the Ace of Spades, because the Ace of Spades is somewhere lost into the center of the deck. Now, I hope you like this one, because next, I'm gonna show you how it's done. Okay, so in the performance I used 4 different techniques. In this video I will explain the last technique that I used, but let me go through and show you very quickly the techniques. Well, the first technique that I use is controlling the selection from the center to all the way on top. Okay, I already have the Ace of Spades all the way on top because I'm gonna ask for 2 values in this performance. So the Ace of Spades, it is more easier to remember because they may forget the card that they choose. So I'd rather use the Ace of Spades so they don't forget the card that they choose. Okay, it is more unconscious card or easy to remember. And next, I control the selection all the way on top. If you want to know the way I did it, just go to the video description on the link number 1. Well, let me pick a different card. In this case, the 7 of Diamonds. You can use any other control. You don't have to use the control that I used. You can even do a pass, and you don't need to use the Ace of Spades. I just use it because it is easier and it fits into the control that I used. Anyway, once you already have it, the second technique that I use is doing a double lift. If you want to know the way I did this double lift, just go to the video description on the link number 2. The third technique that I used, it was doing a technique that I create, the Penultimate. So you can throw the 7 of Diamonds, you can show it over here, okay, and you can only use one hand, the Ace of Spades, but I throw the 7 of Diamonds and I keep the Ace of Spades over here. Now those are the 3 techniques that I used, okay, and the purpose of this video is showing how to slide the card all the way from the bottom into the center of the deck without the audience noticing, okay. In the process of spreading, you already move the Ace of Spades somewhere into the center of the deck. Okay, and that's the purpose of this video. And there are several performances that I've been doing using this technique. And anyway, you may have your own performances and your own intentions. But sliding the card from the bottom into the center of the deck, some people, they just do a single cut. And that's fine, you know, but I think using this technique is a bit more professional. So I'm gonna break it down using 4 different steps, okay, how you can slide the card from the bottom into the center of the deck. One is the mechanics grip, that's the step number 1, but notice the pinky finger, okay, it's not on the side, it's all the way in the back, but I try not to stick it all the way outside. I just need to make pressure on the bottom half of the packet, so you don't have to do a lot of pressure right there. And the step number 2 is doing the spread, holding it from the top section of the first spread. Usually when you spread the deck, you put your thumb on the center, you know, but for a second step, this is optional, but it's better, is placing the top over here on the upper section, on the front. So when you go back, you can do the second spread from the center, okay. So by doing this, you already have a little mess in jog, okay. So that's gonna help me to conceal the stolen card, okay. Otherwise, when you try to steal the card, you may flash it from the back, okay. So this second step, the step number 2, when you do the spread, the first spread, you just do it from the top section, and then on the second spread, you're gonna steal the card on the second spread, but the second spread is done with my thumb placed on the center of the spread, okay. So right there, I'm already concealing the stolen card. Okay, let me go back and place it all the way at the bottom. That step number 3, it is stealing the card. The way I steal it is by using the middle finger of my hand that is holding the spread right in between the middle and ring finger. Okay, so the middle finger goes right inside, you just pull it back or you just pull it out. Okay, when you do the second spread, not on the first spread. So the step number 4 is how to conceal the stolen card from the front. On the second step, I show you how to conceal it from the back using this little mess. Okay, right there I stole it. But on the front, you need to overlap the index finger, both index fingers. Okay, right here, as you can see, from the front view, so they don't see when you steal the card. Now, it's not enough. This is important. It's not enough just to pull it outside. You have to not just overlap, but right before you start stealing the card, you have to bend the middle finger, okay? Because if you don't bend the middle finger while stealing the card, this corner may not be concealed by the index finger. It's important that the tip of the index finger can reach over here on the corner. So for that, you need to bend the middle finger. If you don't bend the middle finger to conceal the corner, this corner may be exposed on the process of spreading the deck, you know. So right there, if you don't bend the index finger, the corner is too far away from the index. So assuming that I'm spreading the first spread, then when I come back for a second spread, I bend. Notice the index finger, this tip overlap. And when I keep spreading the second one, I already conceal the corner with the tip of my index. So this is how I conceal from the front. Okay, this is the step number 4. The step number 2 is the spread, and is the way you conceal from the back here, because of the mess that I in-jog. And on the step number 4, I'm concealing over here the corner. Okay, so I'm gonna do it at regular speed so you can see how I'm concealing the stolen card. Okay, and that's it. I already have it in the middle of the spread, in the middle of the deck. So I'm gonna expose the stolen card by in-jogging the card right there. You can see I stole the card, and then I keep spreading right below the stolen card. Okay, so it ends somewhere in the center of the deck. So you can reveal the card any way you want it. Okay, that's a nice little way to move the card from the bottom into the center of the deck without doing, you know, single cuts, which is okay doing single cuts, but I think this technique is more professional and it's not even that complicated. So a quick recap: the step number 1 is having the grip, the mechanics grip, with one exception. The pinky has to be all the way in the back, pushing just the bottom half against the index finger. Doesn't have to be exaggerated. I guess it depends on the condition of the deck. Now the second step, this is optional, but it's better. I don't think it looks too suspicious, which is placing the thumb on the front, okay, close to the edge over here. The one is pointing towards the audience. So when you come back, you can do a little mess by in-jogging the mess, so you can steal the card. Okay, you steal the card on the second spread. The step number 3 is the way I steal the card, which is bending the middle finger. Not just leave it straight like that, because the index finger doesn't reach over here on the corner, so you have to bend the middle finger so the corner may reach over here. It doesn't matter if this corner may end up halfway below the index finger, halfway below, as you can see, as long as you reach. Just don't overexpose the corner over here. So that's important on the step number 3. Step number 2 is spreading, and I'm already stealing the card, concealing the stolen action on the front as well, which is the step number 4, by overlap the index finger on the front. Okay, assuming or pretending I'm doing the second spread, notice the index finger, both, they overlap, so I can bend and conceal over here the corner in the second spread. Okay, there you have it. So just be careful not to flash. So that's it, and I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial.